Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you guys are. Shoot me some moon and stars. I'm gonna do this a little bit different. I might do a tarot reading today. I don't know. I might do it after this. I don't know. Stick around, find out what's going on. As of right now, I'm going to explain what just went down with this April full moon that just happened. So, I was going to go hard like I used to do my 13 moons, 13 runes, but I kind of wanted to back off on some of the astrology because it seemed like it was really going over a lot of people's heads. I usually work intuitively anyway, and then the things that I end up having or collecting or being guided to do end up falling in line with the astrology anyway, and I used to do videos to kind of prove that the astrology kind of is like confirmation for your intuition. For those who are into astrology, that's what that's really there for. I don't know if it's some of y'all, I had to stop watching it for a while because it got depressing. I couldn't even watch, the Leo King or any of them anymore. I'm like, what? You're just, angry all the time, man. You fell into the fear train. Alright, so you have the fear train and all that going on a couple of years ago. What I was focusing on with this April full moon, and really this started with doTERRA back on the 21st. I went and I met up with the SIPA group, the Southern Illinois Pagan Alliance groups. They do the 8 wheels of the year. Tara was doing a great job. She was doing a seeds of intention type of thing. She told me to, she's very open. She doesn't really tell you what she's doing. She gives you an idea of what she's doing, and then she lets you bring what you're going to bring. So I always bring a box of something whenever I go to these meetings, kind of my own little personal intention and my own understanding of what's going on in the universe right now. Because I could be a lot more in tune than fledglings are. I don't mean to sound cocky, just comes off like that. So I'll give you a little peek. We're not going to look at everything in here. Actually, I'm not even going to let you look at everything in here. So right before I was there, I was going to collect my things. It was for seeds of intention. I had seeds. I got them in here. I went ahead and I got, I call them cheater seeds because they're pole beans. They grow super, super easy. You cannot really mess them up. The other ones are morning glories and a couple of moonflowers. I had more, but I had to add them into the ritual that we were doing for Ostara. So these are all I have to work with now. So I do have more that I need to do before I can even plant these. We'll get into that in a minute. That goes on. I always build from one moon to the next moon. I always pull some aspect of each ritual from one ritual to the next. So I've been getting a lot of, trying to find the balance, the equinox, the spring equinox, the balance between the masculine and the feminine. It's supposed to be when they're coming together. There's been a lot of imbalance in the masculine and the feminine energy. I was really trying to... I'm really feeling a Stella getting her groove back type of energy that's been going on. It's just been coming in a lot lately. It's kind of why I've been staying away from reading, because it just kind of feels weird sometimes for me, right? I'm in the energy too. I am part of the collective, and sometimes I'm picking up on my own stuff, and I don't like to tell my stuff, and I don't like to know too much. So I will hide myself. Anyway. That's the kind of box I got to. I'm going to show you guys what I was working with, the idea. Right? So I was kind of getting this Stella get her groove back, the awakening of the divine feminine energy. I don't want to say the object of what I was going for, but what the energy I was being pulled to manifest was that the only way to fix this major imbalance that we have with the masculines right now, with them being in their princess era and them being in their I'm in the prize, runner, weird player type of energy, this avoidant energy that they've been picking up since they were isolated in COVID. People got stuck in information bubbles, right? Echo chambers, right? And that's what caused a lot of this unbalance, was people got stuck in these toxic echo chambers, and it kind of made it hard for people to communicate after being locked inside for a while. So the energy that I was picking up now, even when I started, like I started out with my runes and dice. So the first dice I picked up, you're like, get with the box first. You didn't even get to the box yet. All right, I'm telling you. This is before I got to this. So I went to the store. I usually pick up whiskey and I get coffee or some type of espresso or some sort of liquid, so I don't have to make coffee, right? I always put out coffee for like my grandmother ancestors, because all the feminines in my family are really big on coffee. And I usually put out whiskey for my Celtic Scottish Druid ancestors, right? I know a lot of people are like really against whiskey spirits. The Druids were really big on, they weren't like, anybody can abuse anything, right? So for them, whiskey was like the water of life. That's what kept you alive. That's what disinfected wounds. That's what made water safe to drink for them on, travels. Like, yeah, were they kind of drunk all the time? Yeah. But regular water would kill you, so it was either mead, which was like a 1% beer, or you could put some whiskey into it, right? Anyway, I went to get the whiskey. I accidentally grabbed the wrong little bottle. I accidentally grabbed a bottle of tequila. So I ended up with a bottle of, and this is another reason I was drawn into this whole awakening the divine feminine. And this is how I got it into the Stella getting her groove back type of energy, okay? So I accidentally picked up tequila. Yes, these are bottles that I've saved for a while. I reuse them all the time. And this is the caffeine. That's the espresso that I ended up getting. Just regular espresso, guys. Regular espresso. This wasn't the tequila that I got for the other night, but that's the one I picked up for last night, because that other one was cheap and terrible. It's a thought that counts. So, when I looked up what kind of drinks can be made with these two, do you know what I got? I got, it's called Wake the Dead. It's like an espresso with tequila in it, and it's called Wake the Dead. I was like, well, that's fitting. I got my little dirt in here. I got some rocks. I got a couple of little things, like, a couple of candles for when I'm ready to use this box for my own purposes at any point, right? I was just charging it with the energy that I had there. I got little seed bomb packets from the ritual we did with Tara, and I went around the other weekend, which was nice because it lined up with my birthday and everything. So I went around and I planted those. Like, one place was out by a creek, another place was out, by where these waterfalls are. Another place was, just a random spot that I go fishing every now and then. And I planted these seeds out there, and they're supposed to be seeds of intention that help, bring community more together. Tara's whole thing was like, witches are just normal people, man. We're just people, right? So that was the energy that she was going for. Community, awakening goddess, magic for her energy. Me, like I said, I was going with that. So, when I went to start deciding what I wanted to do, I knew I wanted to go along with the 13 moons, 13 runes, but I didn't want to just focus on one rune. So I just went ahead. Y'all don't know, I've made my own witches runes with seashells. It's a shell I found. These are shells. I don't even know if I found these or bought these. It could be either or. We'll never know. I keep these with them, right? No joke, pulled up Aries. I didn't even plan that. Sometimes I wish I would film when I'm doing this stuff, but I feel like I would bore you guys with all the long silences of me just talking in my head. North Node. Right? 4 was the energy that I pulled for this ritual. Right? I picked what I was doing here. This is actually, like, the altar's orientated for me, but these are orientated to the actual compass, right? So it's north, south, east, west here. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. So I went with Salt of the Earth. That came with the Moon Rune. These are the 4 that came out when I was casting for runes to do this ritual. Right? For air, I got Intuition. So the moon with the earth, it's kind of like how the moon illuminates the earth in the darkness. It's like things are being illuminated. Intuition is on the wind. The wind is whispering to you. It is spring. It is the windy season, at least for us. Down here in the flames, you got the crossroads. What? Getting time to make a decision. Or decisions are being made. And for water, we got waves. Decisions are being made that are going to be causing waves. There is a lot of, I'm getting like angelic elemental forces, right? You got Raphael, Uriel, Michael, and Gabriel going on here, right? I don't know what you guys know about angels, but from what I know about angels, they are badass warriors. They are not these like frou-frou-y BS type of energies to mess with. Calm down now. So I had salt of the earth, I had lemons for air, I have black salt, which is made with ashes. I had some coffee added to this. Black salt for fire, and I got water with rose petals in it for water, right? I just randomly casted my other 13 runes around the outer edges of it. Just a call for guidance, intuition, to be led along. Now here's the thing. You're going to be asking the universe for signs. Don't be like, oh, I'm waiting for a signee or sign. Don't do that to the universe. Here's where I made my mess. I did. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, so I was setting up for the 13 moons, the 13 runes. I happen to have a little thing. Did I throw it away already? Pack rat ass. I better get there. It is. So I had these because I made chicken noodle soup last weekend because me and the kids weren't feeling so good. It's kind of why I sound like a man still. But, so I just got these. These are cheap. I got them at Walmart the other day. They've been sitting out on the counter, right? So they dried out. So I was like, cool, I'm going to do burn some bay leaves. That's always a really good ritual to do. It's good. It creates positive energy. You can paint symbols on them, for whatever you're going for. So when I pulled out the bay leaves and I laid them out, guess how many bay leaves I had? Oh, you tell the cat's been on this. 13. So guess what I did? I did 13 runes on them. And then I always use some variation of EVOO, extra virgin olive oil. Sometimes I'll heat it up and I'll add some like herbs and stuff to it and then pour it back in the bottle just to like infuse it with some things. I think I was just going plain with it this time. I had I had the herb package from Maconda. This is from my local, like I said, because I was adding in from Ostar, the community in my area. So this was just a random bag of mixed herbs mixed up by one of our local peeps for good positive energy. So I added that to my bay leaves. And I also seal with wax before I burn anything. The oil, the wax, it helps everything just burn better, burn cooler. It looks cooler when it's doing it. Adds a little oomph to your magic. Here, let me see if I can, I'm going to show you a picture real quick. If I can stop spazzing for a second. Bay leaves burning. Alright, this is so random, but look, that's cool. What does that look like to you? See how the smoke's swirling around the leaf, too? That's cool. I can't tell what rune's on that one. But yeah, it's all about creating an atmosphere. Every ingredient, everything you pick should have some sort of purpose and intention around it. That is the whole point. It's everything. Every time you add another ingredient, you're adding another layer of intention. And it's just like, you know, when you watch those like Bob Ross paintings. What, you start from the background, you work your way in, you just keep building on it. And then the next thing you know, you have this whole thing built. Now this I'm going to be saving. I also have, I did say that too, I'm going to be saving that for the night I'm doing whatever that is. These are going to be saved for whatever night. That could possibly be the next new moon. I don't know. It'll be whenever it calls to me. I ended up using water from the snow moon this time. That's actually what's in here and what's in here. I saved half the lemon. I put some salt in there. I'm going to be putting this out in somewhere. A windowsill, probably in a glass jar with a cloth lid, and letting that dry out, get real dry. I'm going to fill this with infused oils next time and actually use this as the candle in whatever I'm going to be doing. Right? Cool as that. That's pretty cool, right? I like to use tarot cards. I also like to use regular cards. In this one, I usually pick a masculine and a feminine, and this time I picked all hearts. Because we are going through a lot of healing right now. So it's a lot of trying to focus on being on that heart energy. And I say the Ace of Cups, right? I actually call this my Starseed card. It's for the type of people... It's kind of like how they teach in Reiki that are just like tapped into this overflowing energy. The Ace of Cups is the fountain of love energy. It's an authentic fountain of love energy. It doesn't run out. It's not a cup that can run out. But people can tend to take advantage of it. I don't know who this is for, but I'm getting the imagery of, like, I used to work at this movie theater. It has this really pretty fountain out in the front of it. And we had to put all these signs around it that said stop throwing coins in the water fountain. Especially pennies. Because pennies, I don't know what the hell they're made out of now, but all the corrosive, cheap metal that they're made out of now would get into the filters and they would mess up the fountains. So, a lot of us that carry that authentic love manifesting energy that people can pull off of to try to manifest their own wishes on. It's almost like every time someone pulls off that energy, like a lot of people were casting like bad pennies into the fountain, right? So it's an energy too here of calling back your own energy from these things, cleaning out the fountain, refreshing, re-tapping into source. I get like a spring. I don't know why I'm like getting the energy now of... That's very random. Almost in Machu Picchu right now. I'm getting the idea of the ancient ruins of Machu Picchu's fountains are still running. Energy is still flowing there. The water is still flowing there. I got flowing water creeks, a lot of that energy coming out through this now too. Also with these three, I get the energy of don't. It's almost like if you know someone's fighting really hard. Someone's watching somebody fight really hard. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to do the tarot reading next. So up here on... So yes, that was this. Those were the runes. Those were those. Up here I have coffee. Oh, wait. This must be north. Earth, air, fire, water. So this was... north, not coffee. That's salt. Alright, I gotcha. But yeah. Lemons for air. No, I think earth, air, fire, water. Oh yeah, fire has nothing in it because it had a candle and it was fire. Confusing myself. Do you see how this works for me? I am dyslexic too. And I'm tired. And I have a full moon hangover. Not from that. I didn't do that last night. I was a good girl last night. But yeah, I did want to get on here. I did promise I'm going to be posting this up in the Silver Cord too, because I promised the ladies over there that I would. I just want to point out, what else can I point out here? I got like my little, what else do I have going on? Any solid metal container you do not have to have. This is my 16th century Ottoman Empire mortar for my mortar and pestle. And I put salt or sand or something in here, and then I use charcoal tabs to burn my own mixes of incense and resins and stuff like that on it. Couldn't find a bowline. I used to have a really nice one. This was given to me a while ago. It is a white-handled knife. I thought it gave off the masculine energy very, very well, so I went with that for that. These are the vessels, obviously. Cauldron, feminine, athame, once again, masculine. And, yeah, I think that's about all I need to cover on this. How long have I been yammering for? About 20 minutes? That's good. If anybody wants me to go more in depth into anything, any questions on anything, feel free to leave those in the comments. And yeah, I'm back as soon as I can, I promise, my loves. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me.